Today, I want to talk to you about your real estate commissions when you are representing the buyer, especially if you're newer in the business, or maybe you're not even newer in the business. Maybe you've been in the business, but these changes happened last year and you're not so familiar on how to negotiate your fee as the buyer's agent and how to stand the ground and get the fee that you deserve. So I'll tell you the story. I just got off the phone a couple minutes ago and I figured I'd record this video with an agent, and I submitted an offer as the buyer's agent. Yes, I do still work with some buyers, and I represent the buyers, and I have agreement with them for X percent. I'm not going to name the numbers. I'm just going to call it X. So I have the agreement with the buyer for X percent. I send an offer to the listing agent, and the listing agent tells me, look, I'm looking at your offer right now, but I'll be honest with you, me and my sellers, we are not going to be paying out that X percent. We're actually going to be paying half of that X percent. And I hope that's fine with you. So, on which I answered like this. Unfortunately, Mr. Listing Agent, I won't be able to accept that because my agreement with my buyer is for X percent. And my buyer gave you a really great offer on the property. And so if we need to increase the price, I'll have to go back to the buyer and see what they want to do. But my fee is going to be X percent because that's what my agreement is with my buyers. And because the buyers offered such a great price, they would like the seller to cover my fee. And he also told me that he is actually also getting X divided by 2, so half of the fee. What I asked him to provide to me from the seller, and he said that I'm also getting less, and then which I said I respect that, but my fee is going to be X. And if we need to do anything else, go back to the seller and please let me know. But our offer is really good in terms of price and terms, and I know that he doesn't have that many offers. But here's the next thing that I would suggest you to do. This is the script for the first part, but then you have a second part. You have buyers to talk to, and you would want to come back to the buyers. If you're competing against 30 offers, that script might not go too far, but then you have to go back to the buyers and explain it to them. Say, there's a slight issue there. My fee, what my fee was when we signed the agreement was X, and they only cover half of that. So if you would like to move forward with this home, the rest is going to be on you, and you will have to make a decision. You have to convey that to them. If you're competing against 30 offers, 40, 12, 10, whatever it is, you most likely will have the buyer to cover that half of the fee. But don't run into discounting your fee and say, yeah, that's fine, whatever, let's do that, and then just never go back to the buyer and just take the cut. You've been showing properties. Maybe if it's only one showing, you still need those type of buyers and make money quick and easy and make good amount of money quick and easy. So then you have the motivation to keep going with the buyers that need 40 showings. And when you really need to cut and slash a fee here and there sometimes. But these slam dunk, fast, easy, sometimes deals, these are what is going to average out the ones that are being tough and the ones that it takes a lot of time and work for you to be able to put them on the contract, So don't run into discounting your fee all the time. Plus, you really have the agreement with the buyers for X, and then you're not getting paid that amount here, so you have to go back to the buyer and ask them for more money. That's the logic of this whole sequence. And so you have to explain it to the seller. Look, my agreement is for X, and you're not covering the X, so I'll have to go back to the buyer and see if either they will have to cover the difference, or we can just raise the price and have you cover the amount. But this is my agreement. This is my fee. Because he was talking like, yeah, we'll just slice it. I hope you're okay. No, I'm not. I'm not here to just do, just to be busy and make a little bit of money. I'm here to represent my clients for the and represent their interest, but I also am here to make money. And I know what I'm worth, and I know what kind of value I bring to the transaction, and I'm not willing to discount just because the seller wants to cut everybody off and make money on the property that they think that there's no value in real estate agent. So that's how you need to be dealing. And when you are signing agreements with your buyers, don't sign it for 0%. Don't sign it for some small fee where some buyers are asking you questions. You don't even know how to explain what this is. Explain it like this. This agreement shows this is the amount that I'm going to be making from successfully helping you buy and close on the property. But it doesn't mean that you're paying it. It means that I'm going to go after the seller and ask the seller to compensate the full amount. And in the event that the seller doesn't, I will let you know, and then we will make a decision. Never go, for, such a discounted fee that when you are getting actually paid here more, you can't take it because that's the law. You can't take it. And you won't be able to ask, even though the seller was willing to pay whatever you were going to ask for a great offer. You can't ask for whatever because your agreement is for much less because you couldn't sell it to the buyer. And really, there's no like pushing or convincing. You're just telling this is the fee that I'm expecting to make on the successfully helping you sell, buy, and close on this property, on the property that you're going to choose. And if the seller doesn't cover, I'll let you know. That's it. And if the seller doesn't cover, you're going to let the seller know, listen, this is the fee that I have the agreement with my buyer. That's why I'm asking for it. Because if the buyer needs to pay for it, this price might not be the price. This price has that built in. I also had another call from another agent of mine, and she said that she found a property off market, and she put the buyer and seller together, and none wanted to pay the fee. Even though the buyer signed an agreement, they have the fee in the agreement. But since they already paying, and it's off-market deal, they're paying a good price to the seller doesn't want to pay, they feel like the seller should pay. And the seller feels like they shouldn't pay. And so she was just talking to me, and I told her, the offer with your compensation stands the way it is. Your fee is your fee. And if you need to discount it because the buyer asks you, you have to take that decision. But you also need to make sure that the seller understands that the seller is actually saving here in this transaction because there's no two agents. There's only one who represents the buyer. Seller is unrepresented here. So the seller is actually saving on a listing agent in this particular scenario. But if the seller still doesn't want to cover, then there's no deal because the buyer still also doesn't want to cover. So how is the deal supposed to happen? You work for free? I don't think so. And you shouldn't think so either. You should be proud that you were able to bring the seller and the buyer together off market. And the seller should be rewarding. And if the seller doesn't, the buyer should. And maybe the buyer should, because what if this goes on the market? Maybe it's going to shoot up 25, 30,000 more. And then the buyer is going to end up paying much more. And so they going off market, buying it directly through you from the seller and paying your commission could be a better deal anyway. So maybe they should split, but your fee is your fee. And if you want to discount it, it's your decision, but you don't have to. Because I know top agents who's still getting paid a good amount of commissions, whatever they think they're worth, and they don't discount it, and they make it work. And they sell a lot of properties, and they make it work. So I hope this video helps you, and you make a lot of money.